Good morning. All right. Those songs, all original. And it's so great because we are all originals. And we just got to be brave enough and take that step to be who we are. To be who we are love. It's so simple. We've heard it forever. We are love. When we go into that space of love, we are home. See, we're in a space, we've never left the garden. We never left God consciousness. Love. We are all love. We're all unique. And we all come together to create greater. And it's awesome. And that's what creates transformation. So, Cindy, we started this series, and it was about healing guilt, greed, hate. How's everybody doing? Everyone looks brighter and lighter. I think this is working. It's great. But the key is we have to participate, Conscious participation really turns the key, opens the door, and we're on our way. So today I'm going to talk about love your guidance, healing judgment. Love your guidance. Where does our guidance come? From within. From within. And many times, it's getting less and less, but we doubt our judgment. We doubt our guidance, We doubt our guidance because we forget who we are. We forget that God's within us, that we are the son, the daughter of God, and we came here to be unique and original and just express. Everyone is integral to the play that we are participating in. And the only one that pulls back is when we have indecision, or we judge ourselves. We judge ourselves. And just like all those songs, they had that theme of love and brotherhood and oneness. And that's who we are. We are love and we are one and we are brothers and sisters. And what happens when we exercise judgment, i.e. when we exercise judgment, we separate. We separate from each other, we separate from God, we separate from the oneness. So it's not outside of us. We're doing that. So as we begin to pay attention, like, what am I thinking? A lot of times when we judge, we don't have enough information. We don't have the information. And instead of breathing, taking a step back, taking a moment, and ask to see, why am I really showing this? Why am I having this experience? Why am I getting this guidance? We'll get the information that will validate our next step, our next word, our next experience. So judgment is so powerful. Jesus told us to love, 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 love. Be love, love God, love yourself, love your neighbor. Don't judge. Because judgment separates us. And here, he's bringing us all together. And he knew how powerful judgment can be. We don't think about it. We carte blanche follow someone else's rules. And all that does is when we follow someone else, it separates us, and we're giving our energy away. And it's really crazy, And so a lot of times, Spirit wants to say this here, sin here, this is our definition of sin, missing the mark. Metaphysical students that have had classes. Sin is missing the mark. That's pretty user-friendly, isn't it? You don't have to be guilty about it. You've missed the mark. And you know what? Our life is to have experiences. They're neither good nor bad. They're our unique experience. So why should we feel bad about our experience? Because someone else doesn't approve of our experience? Our thoughts, our ideas, our actions, our words? See, it's our right, our birthright, to be who we are, beingness, being the love. And as we allow that love to flow through whatever we're doing, we're lifted. And then our energy that radiates out lifts the whole. It's beautiful. Just like that oneness prayer. When one is healed, all are healed. Whoa, that feels good. When one is hindered, all are hindered. See, we are one. Jesus said, judge not lest ye be judged yourself. See? It comes right back at you. You see? And this is what we're beginning to understand more and more and more ways. We understand energy, the quantum nature of reality, and all these good things, how powerful our thoughts are. So just going to the basics of that oneness, that's when we feel good, when we're in love, when we are in love. To know that we are God's son, God's daughter, and we have a right to be here. This is our divine appointment. Isn't that a crazy word to throw around? Oh, I'm on divine appointment, you know? In older ones, I'm a mission from God. Old people know that one. Okay, I won't go into that. But this is our divine appointment, you know? And why not make the most of it? Okay, missing the mark. And so what I like to look at, so healing guidance, or healing judgment, write that. So a definition for healing here is replacing a lower level of consciousness with a higher level of consciousness. Beautiful Metaphysics 101. That's how we shift. It begins within us. We change our consciousness. Consciousness, a functioning level of awareness. Awareness is pretty key. Really taking stock of who we are. How am I acting? And if we like that, go ahead. If we want to change, we can. But it begins within. It's ours to do. So maybe a level of consciousness we want to lift and transform from is a consciousness of duality. Consciousness of duality, good and bad, right or wrong. You see? But in oneness, and God's in all things, is there good or bad? It just is. God is. God is, and a person is having the experience that's perfect for them. If we judge it, shame on us. You see? It's going to come back to us. As we begin to lovingly accept life, it's powerful. We not only support our brothers and sisters, we're supporting ourselves. Because we like to be supported, don't we? Yes. Yes, a resounding yes goes to the crowd. Okay. So duality is in our head. You got a left and right brain. How cool is that? You know, and oneness is in our heart. See, that love's within our heart. You know, and say, if thy eye be made single, your body be filled with light. You see? Oneness. To see God in all. God as all. It's very powerful to look at that. So the book, Love Without End, is very cool. And it's Glenda Green's dialogue with Jesus. And it went over a year. It's just beautiful. And, you know, when you open your heart and read something, this is one of those books that you can feel the truth of it. It's not mere words. You can feel the energy. And that's what it's all about. We are energy beings, and as we clear our perception of energy, because within energy is information. So we can get information. What's being said here? We got a surface level, but once we open up, we can go beyond that to metaphysical. What's causing this? What is setting this into motion? So here we go. My first little blip, and then we can talk about that too. Okay. Hope I can see it. Okay, here we go. So this is a conversation with Glenda, and this is what he says, because it is about oneness and really understanding God in all. Never divide the spirit, for it cannot be done. We can think we're doing it, but we're not. It can't be done. There is only one. It's oneness. Degrees, perspectives, judgment. So never divide the spirit, for it cannot be done. You'll waste your energy, and the result is that you will divide yourself. Duality. Duality. There are no set formulas for negotiating the difference between your circle of familiar support and the infinity of spirit. You know, we live in our own little world, which we've created to have our own experiences. But there's a big old world out there, a big old universe out there. And there's a lot of love and support that's available to us if we open to it. And you know what? All that greater experience, we maybe say higher consciousness, higher realms and things like that, they can see their younger brother or sister and they love them. Like White Eagle, the Brotherhood of Light, elder brothers, they've been through it. And their station now is to love, support, and guide us, not judging us, not judging us. And as we begin to ask for guidance and just feel the love, we will feel it, you know. And then we can begin to translate that information into our world, okay? I merely ask that you keep the Spirit holy. To keep the Spirit holy, this is done in two ways. One is to honor the holiness of Spirit as it extends the presence of God. That's that oneness, wholeness. God is in all, God's within us, God's within everything. Honor that. Our Father who is in heaven, holy is thy name. To look at that wholeness of life. There's both grace and unity in this. We're connecting up with God. As we begin to lift our consciousness and change our behavior, begin to express our higher truth, that's when we get, this is really neat, it's like an umbrella of grace, you see. To be aware of grace and not begging for grace, but to just know that you are in this umbrella of grace. We all are in that umbrella of grace. We're all the sons and daughters of God. And we got to start going there. And so this is what happened. Behold the oneness of all that is. And that's hard because we have been taught and programmed duality. This is good, this is bad. There's one little statement in the book, because we struggle with this. You know, because we've been taught judgment. Here's the original sin. Leaving our heart of oneness and going into our head of duality and judgment. You see? We were in the garden of oneness, God consciousness, the kingdom of God. And so we jump in and we're going to live in the kingdom of man with all the stuff. So to begin to understand that we made that step, we took that step, and he says, like Adam and Eve are all of our ancestors that took that step and perpetuate it. Perpetuate duality and judgment. You see? So if we took that step, we have to retrace our steps and change. Did you see? Change. If sin is missing your mark, what are you aiming for? Now, that's a little funny, but ouch. That's the truth. You can aim for whatever you want. That's what's beautiful. That's the free will quadrant. But to do it in love and as love. You see? There's enough for everybody. Everyone's space is integral to them. We aren't allowed to take anybody else's space. Breaks the law. We're not allowed to dim anyone else's light. It's against the law. It's going to come back to us. So what is my target? What am I aiming for? I'm aiming for God. That's where I want to get to God awareness. And you know what? If I start looking for God in all the people, in all the experiences, and even in my thoughts, that lifts me up and opens me up to greater. It takes me out of my little circle. My little circle. And so it's a time to expand our circle. And so to begin to understand, what is it that I'm aiming for? And we have the right to aim for whatever your heart desires, do it. Don't listen. Don't not listen to others. Listen to God within. How's that? Hashtag, listen to God within. So as we begin to listen to God within, then that guidance will just perpetually support us in growing and unfolding. And we're the voice of God, the hands and feet of God, all of us. So if we looked at each other as that, we'll receive God flowing through them. Cosmic communion. It's beautiful to understand that, to go that. So he goes on to say the original sin was simply judgment. By judging, every being initiated his own consequence of separation. Say, I don't do it to you and you don't do it to me. We do it. We choose. Because we don't have the information. Jesus brought the truth. Say, the truth to set you free. God's your Father. That's pretty cool. Not in my head, in my heart. God's my Father. I'm asked to feel God's love. And I am God's son, God's daughter. That's our true identity. No matter what anyone else or the world tries to give us a new identity, it's not who we are. It's not our truth. And that's what causes struggle. Because deep within we know this isn't right. Each new wave of kids, each new generation is a wave of light. And that's why I can see hope for the world. Do you see? Because they just keep getting brighter and clearer and clearer. You get an opportunity to meet a couple of these souls today. Giselle here today. Giselle and Hazel. Y'all know Hazel. After church, talk with these kids. They're like 2 years old. And they are enlightened. They brought the light. And it's that they don't have to say anything. You can feel it. You see? Innocent perception. To be as a child. Innocent perceptions. They perceive life innocently. They don't judge anything. So what if we can keep our innocent perception, no matter how old we are, to be as that child, childlike, we're going to stay in love. We're going to stay in oneness. We're going to stay in oneness. And we always wonder, when we get in judgments and everything, and, I don't know if I can say no. I don't know if I can say yes or whatever. And some things that aren't healthy. He gives one example in here. He calls it lovingly acceptance or allowing and lovingly not allowing or disallowing, okay? And so it's a way to look at life without judging it. I'm going to allow this into my life, or I'm going to not allow this into my life. We have that choice. He says, now take a rattlesnake. See, I think it's okay for us to lovingly disallow a rattlesnake to live in our yard. But I think we can lovingly allow a rattlesnake to live in the desert. You see? We're not judging a snake. Oh, bad, you're in my yard. No. It's a rattlesnake. It's my thought. See, you think he makes it so. So it's okay. Here, this is my thing here, truth. And people, especially Cindy and the ladies, hate this one. I give all the mice and creatures 5 acres. But they can't come in here. I'm putting out mouse traps. I've put the eat it out. You've got 5 acres and there's buildings and crap you can live in. But do not come in here. Or come at your own peril. You know what? Now, here, and I don't feel guilty. You see? Because I'm not being mean. There's 5 acres, there's 3,500 square feet. Come on. So to look at it like that, it's very neat. But innocent perception is, when we have that innocent perception like the child, that's when we're really being aware of God, you see. They're being aware of God. That's what I say, and the children will lead them. The children will lead them. Listen to them. Listen to them. It's not the mind's domain to create reality. Oh, that's a good one, isn't it? Because we think we are so all-powerful. It's not the mind's domain to create reality, but rather to observe, integrate, understand, and implement reality. How cool is that? Innocent perception. And like Jesus is in his walk. I teach Aquarian. We're just on a big journey right now. But Jesus never judged anything. The word discernment. Discernment's a powerful, powerful word. It doesn't have any judgment. It's being aware. What's happening? You see? What's reality? See? It's happening. It's your reality. I'm sorry. We can get in our mind. And now discern whether it makes us comfortable or not, and then what action step I want to take. Just through the judgment. Or discernment. Just through discernment. Cancel judgment. Just through discernment. Because we can learn when we use discernment. We can expand and be creative when we use discernment. When we judge, we shut the door. Good, bad. And you'll have to come back to that door again. If we can begin to look at ourselves, and when we see ourselves or catch ourselves going into judgment, okay? Perhaps, this is a stretch, but perhaps judgment is a tool that's going to show us what we need to look at. You see? It's easy to go around and it's easy to love them that love you. We're supposed to love those that don't love us. Do you see? And you see the ones that don't love us, we judge them. We put them in our prison of not right action. You see? So it's opening up our vision. Where am I aiming? What's my target? God. To be God's son, daughter, to be love. To see love in each experience, to each person. And give it a chance. Give it a chance. We get cool divine thoughts every day and we go, oh, no, that'll never happen. We don't entertain it as much as we could. But what we want to do is, okay, that's a good thought, divine thought. Let's take it down into our heart. You see? Take it into our heart. Now, that's where we got our truth meter. That's where the Father within resides to speak the words and do what we got to do. So to begin to look at life a little bit differently. Say, judgment, bad. No. It's what we do with it. If we ask to see, what am I being guided to look at, to understand, to know? You see how that could open? But we catch ourselves. We won't go down the rabbit hole, okay, of judgment, condemnation, guilt, all that stuff. No. This is I ask to ride that spiral of light up. You see? So ride the spiral of light up to get the divine ideas, guidance, get that light that will reveal and give us the information. See? When we judge, we don't have all the information. And that's really good for us, for all of us to understand. When we take the time to maybe go a little deeper to have a conversation with someone that we don't understand. Perhaps they'll give us some information of their behavior pattern and we could understand that and we could accept them with innocent because they need that experience for their soul. For the soul. Judgment separates us from God. And God is all. We'll go to another page here, 235. And this is kind of neat. This is us, okay? And we know how Jesus told stories and parables and used metaphors and stuff. And so in our journey, as the family of man, God's children on the planet, okay? We're setting the stage. How do we understand we're the family of man? Well, love, innocent perception, no judgment. Here we go. Frequently, I use the metaphor of sheep or fish when speaking with my disciples. Well, they were all fishermen and herders, so they could relate to that. This was to describe the nature of collective acceptance without judgment. Fish live in schools as sheep live in flocks. With both, the acceptance of additional members into the flock or school is without qualification or reservation. Okay? There is a simple innocence of the one Spirit in the midst of this creation. See, God's within sheep and within fish, in oneness. Oh, this is my school. Get out of here. No, it's God's school. Everyone is welcome. I have seen a flock of 6 sheep grow to 10,000 by adding new flocks driven to grass or market. You know, they bring them all together at a market or the old cattle drives. We know that. They just accept it. They're not fighting. In oneness. This is their walk. Never was a sheep rejected. Inclusion was unconditional. And we could say, we're the flock of man. You know, nowadays everybody's looking for the tribe. Oh, my tribe's better than your tribe. You know. So we all got these little thought projections and judgments. You know, we're one. And that's one thing we have always loved, and I use the word pride in ourselves, because we we love everybody. Doesn't matter what faith they're in. And a lot of faiths come in here, and we'll talk with them all. They'll have questions. And we'll take the time because they want to get to understand maybe metaphysical Christianity, and maybe we want to get to understand them better. You see? So we don't have a big X out at the driveway. We got a cross out at the driveway. That God comes down, that horizontal, vertical, and then spreads out in the horizontal. You see, we can receive that, download that light, and then share it, you see, as we walk through life and with everyone. So it's really neat to look at that, you know, is that all-inclusive. And that's all unconditional love. This is all teachings of Jesus. Simple. Simple, simple, simple. And love. It's all love. And once we let love be that golden cord that weaves and connects us all aspects of our life. You see? All aspects of our life. Not here or not over here. All of them. One Sunday I took a point of selenite, white selenite, is really cool, and I tied a big old string around it, and I had a big ball, and I started here, you know, and kept the ball, and so they passed the selenite, but the string would connect us all. The string connected us all. It's a pretty cool visual, you know, all the way to the back, you see? And we are connected. We don't see it. We're connected. We got a little string going. As we perceive and expand our awareness, we'll be able to see the strands of energy that we're connected with. That is all of ours birthright. But we have to raise our perception, raise our vibration, and we'll be able to see energy, and then within energy is information. See, we have to do some of the work. Everybody wants to go to the head of the class. This is our class. Do it. Just do it. Okay. All right, here we go. So we are in brotherhood here. And as we begin to understand that this is our flock, the family of man, begin to be all-inclusive, be accepting. Lovingly allow and lovingly disallow. We're not going to resonate with everybody. We're not going to like everybody. We don't have to take them to tea. Honor who you are. You're a unique expression of God's love. You see? In our class Saturday, it was just one little sentence. The only sacrifice that God asks, self. Can we give up our personality and our little self so we can hit the target we're aiming for? Judging. So judging separates us from God. It separates us from one another. And we all know how powerful synergy is when we come together. And when we come together in one accord, it's powerful. That's when transformation happens, individually and collectively. We came here individually, but we came as a collective also. Start seeing ourselves bigger. greater, a part of something greater than our little tribe. We're in a bigger one. Then we have access to that insight, information, energy, love and light. It's very, very cool. And then let those who make judgments deal with their judgments. We deal with our stuff, our creations, our manifestation. Do you see? Let them own if they want that. It's coming back to them. We're done. And see, that's the power that we have when we understand who we are. We are love. We are love. We are love. We love. And all we have to do is let it flow, and we'll know. Let's go within. So let's close your eyes once again, and as you close your eyes, just breathe and ask to feel God's love in you. And I want you to breathe in God's love and feel that love just streaming down through your nostrils and your windpipe and filling your lungs. And just breathe and feel your lungs begin to grow and expand in this love, God's love. And with each breath, feel your lungs expanding with God's love. And feel God's love begin to move through those lungs, through all the veins and vessels that feed your whole body. And just see a network of light streaming through your body, from the top of your head to the bottoms of your feet to your fingertips. And just see this light streaming to every part of your body, to every organ, tissue, bone, cell, particle of your being. Ask that this light connects every part of your body with God, so that wholeness, completeness, and perfection can radiate from you. So just breathe. And with each breath, just feel your energy. Feel your energy beginning to expand, get brighter and more radiant. See your body whole, complete and perfect, that radiant light I am. And know that you are God's perfect, beloved child. And in your heart, I want you to state, I accept my perfection. I accept my perfection. I love who I am. And I love who I'm going to become. And just breathe and just allow that love as it floods through your physical body, out through your aura. Allow it to move out through your emotional body, balancing your mental body, bringing clarity to soul, connecting with the soul. We are one. One body of light and one body of love. We are the love of God made manifest on planet Earth. And our purpose is just to be. Be your unique expression of love. And all things will be given unto you. I promise. So just breathe and feel your energy. Acknowledge your unique vibration. Love it. And just gently open your eyes. It's good for us to do that once a day. Transformation, transmutation. comes from within, radiates out. As a man loves, so he is. As a man believes, so he becomes. Allow that thought and that belief to take you to your ability to be the unique expression of God's love on the planet. And they all said, "Yay, God."